Sorry about that, folks. I'm not sure how much dropped out there. My internet didn't go down. I was able to still read chat, but apparently my stream disconnected. So, we are watching the elves set up to move up to the right here. I think we are just going to hold the ball on this thrower. I don't think we're going to see him toss the pass because we moved this guy up first and that made it harder. So yeah, I don't hate that. Keeping him in the center. He's out of range of the beast even if it does some shenanigans. There he goes, right through that gap in the middle there. We got a scoring threat here, and we have a 2-turn scoring threat here, and we have the time for that. And one of these guys could probably easily make himself a 3rd scoring threat. And this goat's pretty much out of the play. This one can make it, but he'll have to hurry. And maybe this Nurgle warrior gets over his fear of GFIs, but now he can't really get in either. So very good screening here. Elves making it really hard to take out their scoring threats. Sorry about that that glitch there. I'm not really sure what happened. I do know that Twitch does not have a friendly relationship with Cox Cable, my internet service provider. Having in the past throttled Twitch without saying so, and in fact lying about it. That double skull is going to hurt. Tackle kicks in. Scoring threat not so much anymore, especially with the armor break. That injury is very unfortunate for the High Elves. They really needed that to go better than that did. And he is going to stay out as well. That is quite a piece. Movement 9 catcher. Accepting the badly hurt, keeping your Apo for a perm so that your team stays intact rather than trying to push hard for the win here is entirely valid. So I can understand leaving him out. Macchiato getting KO'd. Beast and Nurgle finally decides he's ready to fight in this game. 2 removals in a row. Kopi Luwak in trouble now. Mr. Leibniz has a much harder puzzle to solve than he did last turn. Obligatory Simeon, yes, Knopfler's in the network. Welcome to the stream. There we go. After a nice little think, we are attacking the right-hand side still. I suspect we're going to see someone else base this guy so we can punch him. We might see a blitz on him, but I think that's less likely. What we really need to do is punch him, blitz him, get the ball safe somewhere over here. I don't like this. I think it's a little too slow. These 2 goats now going to be able to make something up here. And if a punch here goes well, or if this guy tries to dodge out, then we're going to see some Nurgle warriors get involved. He may get hemmed in a little bit short of where he needs to be to make a run, a safe run, for the end zone. So we might see some kind of desperate last turn play, the way that this is looking set up. These guys are both technically in scoring range with 2 go-for-its, but these goats can make those much harder to accomplish. Alright. Pass is good. Catch is good. But again, this blitzer, he's movement 7, so this square here would be 2 GFIs from the end zone as well. Alright, so he stays. These 2 are his only scoring threats, and they both have to make 2 GFIs. It is definitely within the Chosen of Papa Nurgle's power here to make that completely impossible for them. I would get this Nurgle free, this Nurgle warrior free, get him over here, get on this guy as hard as I can, and then probably would have used this goat to blitz him. Sidestep could have been annoying, but dead! Mighty blow. Instantly apothecaried. The Apo says, how about MNG? He takes it. The elves now in dire straits with no perms. Alright, we're going straight for the ball. And we get it with tackle. That is the most hilarious thing that I have ever seen. Bouncing off the dead body back to you to give you another pickup attempt, and you succeed. I think that pretty much wraps up the half for the High Elves. They're going to have a hell of a time getting that ball off of him and then scoring with it, especially if he does something brutal. I like the 3+ dodge to make the foul. That's very brave. Just a stun, but he's not sent off for his troubles. So now things are looking a little different for the High Elves because they have some scary dodges ahead of them just to try to hit this guy with the ball. And they do have a valid scoring threat, so if they can accomplish that, they might be able to get to the ball. Assuming that you succeed the dodge off the tentacles, he could be the assist. Ha! Look at that. Now, he's got to be getting ready to be an assist on this guy, right? And then you just dodge him on a 3+ with dodge to try to hit him. But of course, that's betting your blitz on succeeding tentacles. But, I mean, I guess you could blitz with this guy, but then you'd have to do a 3+ to him. And you'd have to dodge him out. It's all in the risk analysis. Ooh. We attempt to dodge him out. And we get it, but we used our reroll. There's the blitz. Just a push. Really disappointing. But we do get a follow-up hit now. It's only 1 die, but it's better than nothing. Still preserving the opportunity to pick up with him. That is going to be very disappointing. Our 1 die being a push. So no score this half. The High Elves just failing slightly at the very last second there in their ambitious plan to get the ball back. Yeah, Lava Jackal did a really good job defending that one. The removals definitely helped. They were pretty brutal. But he took a couple of his own, so this Nurgle warrior being out for the rest of the game means that things can't be called totally over. Neither the wizard. Because now if we can turn over as the High Elves, if we can turn them over next half and score, you might be able to drag things out long enough to come to victory. Nurgle isn't the fastest. All that's left for the Nurgle here is to try to kill as many elves as possible. Oh, I see. He's trying to figure out some kind of a way to surf these guys. Ambitious. Besides, he's happy with just surfing this one guy. Chain push to scoring range would not be a terrible plan either, Dreamify. But he didn't seem to consider that plan very seriously. With the frenzy, you may have been able to arrange something. Instead, he chooses to take the foul, no results, and the half is over. And at halftime, we find out if the High Elves are just kind of screwed or totally screwed. Do these two get up? One of them does. Okay, so Nurgle with a full team minus one warrior, replaced with, I believe, a Pestigore that was on the sideline. And on the other side, we have 10 High Elves. 9 High Elves? 9 High Elves. Two-person bench, yeah. So it's 9 on 11. Nurgle having almost all of the strength that they had before. And Nurgle is on offense, which means that this could very rapidly become 5 on 11 if the first turn goes poorly. So, winning that first half, I think, Lava Jackal. And it gave him a bit of a lead in the game. Trying to balance staying back with range. I think they've decided to go all in here. Keep that Mighty Blow in the center. Keep him as protected as possible. Your only source of removals now, so he's important to watch. Alright, setup is complete. Nurgle clearly ready to murder some people. One heck of a deep kick there. And a riot. I don't think either team is happy with that riot. The Elves, maybe, being able to use their wizard to turn over with one fewer turn for the Nurgle to score back. Alright, so 1 KO on the line. Just to push into more pain. Two armor breaks and an injury on Macchiato. Thank you for your service, Ricky Lineman, but have a nice nap. That is 2 for 2 on removals so far. Claw Palm, sad that it gets wrestled and can't do its thing. At least that guy managed to protect himself. Hey, guess what? Wrestle is good on linemen. Well, I suspect that out of frustration at this wrestler knocking and claw palmed, we may be seeing him get fouled. The pickup goes bad. That's never good. It's alright on the second go, though. At this point, I'd be swearing at my Pestigore. The boot comes in. Wrestle lineman does not pay for his crime of resisting a claw palm. Yeah, he didn't need to. I think he was just really greedy and wanted the foul. But he definitely didn't need to because it's overtime format. He could have just tried again. The ball was totally safe. So I think that you're probably right there, Incesticide. I don't like that reroll either, on balance. But then you don't get to do the foul, man. You like it because it worked. Yeah, that's how champions do their analysis. Alright, so these elves decide to go for an aggressive approach here. Trying to give their down guy there a way out, but it doesn't really because the assist here blocks the 2+ dodge. It could be scary. It depends on where the elves move. Like, I wouldn't be scared of the pickup if this guy was the most forward and he was over here. The ball was back here. He couldn't have threatened it even with 2 really unfavorable bounces. Yeah. It's hard to push through this line. I would count on this line holding and preventing the elves from pushing too far. The elves having a bit of a think here. Screening as best as they can with their limited number of players. Ooh. And he tries the 3+2+, and he fails the 2+ part. That's always the way with those kinds of maneuvers. The ground does not exert a cost for that dodge. Nuffle clearly approves of it. And now the Nurgle have just 2 punches and one of those with a rotter. Too bad Frenzy Goat is in the back there, or we may be... Oh, he's got sidestep. Never mind. I always try to surf the sidestep, guys. Alright, the ball looking relatively well protected. The wizard, of course, forcing a somewhat looser cage than normal. The Beast of Nurgle making himself as inconvenient as possible, sticking those tentacles where they are not wanted. So unless the wizard goes really well, like a 2-man fireball that knocks both of these guys down, it would be hard to use it to do a steal. Probably be seeing a blitz from the ground with bipolar gore here. Maybe on the kicker. Maybe over here on Mr. Sidestep. Of course, you don't want to give him a chance to get off the beast, so just straight removals may be your plan. That way, even if the elves turn this into a 1-1, you can take over overtime. Probably wouldn't go for the GFI to hit this guy. I would just try to tie him up. No. No piling on blitz. Okay, we want to take guard out of the front of the cage. We took guard out of the game. Look at all those 6s. And he's MNG'd. Wow. Well, Kopi Luwak not having fun at this juncture, I think. But not taking any permanent damage other than a couple of MNGs means the team is definitely still viable, as long as the MNGs don't get him killed next game. This cage now going to be tough to crack even with a wizard, I think. You could bolt him and then try to blitz him, but with the guard not there anymore, that's going to become 1,000 times more difficult. Mr. Leibniz, I think, taking the time to consider if he wants to use the wizard here. I really don't think it would be optimal, and he decides it is not, standing up one of his guys. Blitzing a Rotter. Getting him down. Mighty Blow on Rotters is always scary. They're squishy. Doesn't kill the Rotter. Seems a little surprised at the outcome there. Not really prepared for where he wants to go with this guy next. Alright, so our plan is to get in front of the cage. That Tentacles dodge was big. I mean, this is not a very hard screen to break through with the Nurgle. Yeah, it buys a little bit of time. You just have to hope that you're not buying that time with more bodies. At this point, you're just hoping that something goes catastrophically wrong for the Nurgle because it already has for you. A little parity would be in order. Taking solid control of the center here with the Beast. These guys held up by just a 2+ dodge. One of them even has dodge. This ball is uncomfortably close to these elves. I hope our plan is going to be to kill them. I hope we see this guy come on down here and pow this guy in the face. Still keeping up with the loose cage, which is, again, safest option here. Good, we are going to see Claw Palm come in. Blitz on the wrestle. Gets him down. Follows it in. Injures him anyway. Kopi Luwak rapidly dwindling in player number. The Nurgle happy to advance a couple of squares and injure another elf. Now we have to dodge off of tackle or get claw palmed. Neither of those are attractive choices. Kopi Luwak with the benefit of the rerolls. It's still within their power to take this game to overtime by stopping the score entirely if they wanted to use their wizard. Paradoxically, though, you really want to save that wizard for overtime, so you're going to hope that you can do something miraculous without using it. But having it at the end of the game that you lost is the least good outcome. Using it somewhere is better than not using it at all. I think a fireball gamble is not a terrible plan. I would consider this fireball here with this warrior, this Rotter, and him, or maybe him, the warrior, and the beast. Either of those fireballs would be reasonable to gamble on when you're desperate. At this point, I think he's out of lightning bolt range. This cage is too strong for a lightning bolt, unless it bounces like this, and then you can just run around to get it, but that's still hard. No fireball, though. We are punching that killer, which means we are now going to get claw palmed, unless the blitz is also over there to try to hit him anyway. Hey, Panicked Muffin. Finny, thank you for the raid. I still don't have a co-caster. You want to join me for the last 4 turns? Watching these elves get dismantled by Nurgle. Things are not going well for them. That's cool, Finns. Thanks for bringing your folks over. And welcome to Finny viewers. Elves making all their dodges to get free. Tentacles isn't real. Unfortunately, the Nurgle have a cunning plan to deal with this, which is face them up again. Clawpalm doesn't mind that he got put down on the ground. We see a frustration reroll there. Definitely not optimal to use that reroll there. He is clearly sure he's going to win this game when I don't think he should be. He still has the opportunity to get stuck in overtime with a massive reroll disadvantage. All it takes is one bad die roll and suddenly you're in the toilet. So I think that was a really greedy reroll, but I think he was frustrated at not being able to get the Claw Palmer to work this game. That's an understandable problem. Now definitely this fireball here with the warrior, the beast, and the goat. Just bet that 2 of them go down, and then you can get a good chance at recovering that ball. Just a push here. Excellent for the elves. Another just a push. Alright, fireball. I think you're dead if you don't. There it is. And there it is. 2 of them down. The least awesome 2, but we are still just a 3+ dodge with dodge. And then chuck it to somebody, probably over the beast's head to him. And then he can go. And then we can try to get safe. I mean, there's a couple other options too. Red die into pickup. Yeah, that's not a terrible plan either, McMackey. Red die the beast, and then grab it and run away with sure hands. Like on a blitz. You have 3 rerolls. Blitz the guy on the ball? Yeah. And it's just a Rotter, but with the guard not in the right place, it would be hard to get 2 dice on him. There we go. Put the guard there, now we can punch him off the ball. And now we're just 2+, 2+, 2+. And then we have the ball and we can dodge back out the same way. I wouldn't try it with him. I mean, you could try taking him off the beast, and if it succeeds, go for the ball. Run up a guy and then punt? Yeah. Not the plan here, though. We're going to punch him, making there no dodges to get to the ball outside of getting off the beast here. I do think that we are either going to see him. He's picking it up. He's got it. Brilliant. He can come back if he wants. He can't punt it. Which I agree would have been a reasonably safe thing here. But these elves are punch elves, so... Yeah, in Bloods we trust, right? You can see him thinking, I didn't expect to get this far. Where do I go with this ball? He's now actually in position to potentially win this game. Not a particularly safe place to be with the ball. We just punch this guy and then Claw Palm hits us. That's not fun. Claw Palm can get him anyway. With just a 3+ dodge. But I mean, we just punch this guy first and then Claw Palm doesn't even have to dodge. So that's a scary place to be, I think, for the ball. You can always sidestep to here, give you a decent chance of trying to recover it. Catching, of course, and all this stink is going to be 6+ no matter what. Or we could fail with snakes a dodge against the beast. That's really bad. So I think punch, go for the blitz. I don't really think there's a lot else that you want to do here. Get the beast on these guys maybe. Yep. Get all our people stood up and where we want them to be. Go for this ball. Push is all we needed. Although that's kind of disappointing to get. You really want to hurt these guys and you haven't had the best block dice even for how many removals there are. It's been very high proportion of injuries to the number of blocks that have succeeded. The elves now in a really awkward situation. If the ball bounces wrong, this could go horribly wrong for them. And there's tackle doing a thing. Do you sidestep towards your other guys, or do you sidestep away and hope it doesn't bounce into the backfield? We go towards. And he's KO'd. And that's not really a very good place for the ball to be for either team. Nurgle having the advantage if we go to overtime, I think are happier about that scatter than the elves would be. But really, I don't think anybody wanted it to be there. The last 4 elves completely surrounded by Nurgle now. 2 of them on the beast. Everybody threatened by Claw Palm with really awful dodges to try to escape. Best that they could do is a 4+ into a 2+, 4+, 3+, 2+ to get out. Or you can run past the beast and, you know. Not a good place to be. The Nurgle, of course, only having 2 turns to get that ball to the end zone themselves, are sweating a little bit because they have 1 reroll left. Yeah, try to scatter the ball, but like how? The elves don't really have a good option for that. Nurgle can just have this beast punch this guy. We could try dodging out and failing against tentacles. No throw or 1 die. He tried to dodge out, and tentacles said no. Nice blitz. Sorry about that skull. Sorry about the double skull. Well, shit. That was not at all what Mr. Leibniz wanted. I guess the best that could be said about that was at least the claw palmer didn't hurt him. But I have a feeling he may be getting fouled for his trouble now. That's not going to be pleasant. I would consider using this guy to blitz here, and then push him into him, have him scatter the ball. Nurgle showing that they really, really, really want to kill these elves. Like a lot. Alright, so we're not going to scatter the ball, we're just going to clear it off. Entirely valid. Yeah, they do need a scoring threat now. This goat needs... I mean, technically he's in the range now, but he needs to be over here. Yeah, there you go. I don't know about being on this guy, but I guess you could blitz him off. It's not like the elves are going to have anybody left after this turn. Yep, there it goes. And you got him. Allow level 3 lineman. Just a stun. What a boss right there. I don't like the Nurgle only having one scoring threat, because this is just a dodge out. Alright, that's much better. Now it's going to be significantly more difficult to hit that guy. Basically, have to one die with him. And this Rotter is also a scoring threat. With one go for it. And this one is too. So. Gotta pick that ball up though. There you go. First try and everything. Oh, why did you do that? That GFI was totally unnecessary. I guess the 2+ is better than the 3+ handoff, so. Alright, I'll give it to you. He didn't need to make that GFI. He was 6 squares in this square here. He didn't have to make that GFI at all. From this square, he'd be in scoring range. Depends on your definition of easy, McMackey. There it goes. And there it is. Those GFIs were totally unnecessary and put him in a worse position. So we're now looking at like a Rotter pickup to a Rotter handoff and blitz him out of the way before you do that. Yeah, this thrower has to stand up because if he doesn't, then you're giving up. He's already in trouble even if he does stand up. But oh wow, that was brave. 4+, 2+ to get out of there. Now that you're out, what are you gonna do? Get the ball and punt it. I mean, he could get the ball and punt it, which guarantees we go to overtime, or he could grab it and run and try to score. He's going to run. All right, he's actually going for the scoring threat. I like the tenacity that these elves are showing. The thrower is now going to do a 3+. No, he's not. Using a reroll there. Making it to the ball. Failing to make the dodge onto the ball. And scattering the ball next to 2 Nurgle warriors is not what he was hoping for from that maneuver. I believe that we are going to see The Claw Palm blitz this guy, and then one of these Rotters pick up the ball and give it to him. Yeah. This is going to be a 3-die blitz. Claw Palm. Gonna see if it can do some work here. He gets the POW. It is a lot of dice with no rerolls and Cesticide. Absolutely. This is by no means guaranteed. The 3+3+ is awful. No result from Claw Palm again. Rotter gets the ball. Goes for the handoff. The goat gets the ball. And there is a touchdown for the Nurgle at the bell. It is now on these High Elves to one turn with 4 players, which I don't think they can do. So that basically does it for this game. Not an unexpected result. And, yeah, there could be a riot. You're absolutely correct, Saima. You can never count the Elves out, especially when 2 of them get up from KO. The Elves now looking at 6 players on the field. That's right, 6 players. Look at the bounty that is theirs. Sadly, they don't have the Movement 9 guy. He would have been nice for a 1-turn attempt. But, yeah, stand firm on the line like that. I'm going to make it really tough. Imagine if your best option for 1-turning is to use a Beast of Nurgle for pushes. That sucks, right? Yeah, absolutely. I agree. He definitely is. Lava Jackal here is saying that he thinks that Leibniz is capable of drawing this game with a 1-turn, so he's going to make sure it doesn't happen. Yeah, Ice Blade, that's not terrible. I mean, your only real option here is the 2-turn. The 1-turn isn't going to happen. So, yeah. Only you had Juggernaut on your elves. Your 1-season High Elves. Why don't they have Juggernaut support? All you have is 4 doubles, and you wasted them on Mighty Blow and Guard. None of that is serious, by the way. I think that this is an excellent High Elf team. Alright. Not a bad setup. It's blitz aware as much as you can be. Yeah, leaving that beast alone is a scary thing to do, but gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, we are definitely setting up for the riot. Keeping our blitzer now out of the bad smells. Alright, we're worried about a deep kick here. And the kickoff. Changing weather, nice. No riot. Good game. The Nurgle win on the back of 6 injuries, 2 of which are missed next game. And I believe 4 KOs in the course of the game. While at the same time taking badly hurt on a Nurgle warrior because he couldn't keep his armor on. Nice little vanity pass. Making him MVP ready. and the game ends. So, 0-1, as so many Nurgle games end. Not much of a surprise there. The Nurgle only holding the ball 31% of the time, but that's all they needed to take it to the end zone. 31 blocks, and out of those 31 blocks, we got 8 removals, 5 of those permanent. That was pretty brutal right there, and pretty much spot on, too. You expect 10% removals with Claw Palm. And the Elves, despite handling the ball for quite a while, were just not able to overcome the man advantage that the Nurgle had. And both teams having some really big trouble with their rolls at important points kept them from executing their vision totally. But Nurgle is scary, and multi-season Nurgle as fresh Elves is very scary. So I would say congratulations, Lava Jackal, and we'll see you in the next round. And my condolences to Mr. Leibniz. You put up one heck of a fight, and I'm sure that these elves are going to do great next season. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and watching. I love casting these Challenger Cup games. Let's see if there's anything else interesting happening right now that I can hand you guys off to. It doesn't look like there's anything super interesting. So instead, I am just going to send us out with the Challengers Cup video again and say thank you for coming by. I will see you all again very soon. I have a game tomorrow. Peace.